Hey everybody, this is Mr. Mike Sell, getting ready to show you about the buffered reader, how to import a DAT file, and how to run and print the array. So here's what we got. I'm going to show you first the DAT file we're bringing in. I want you to notice I have all 7 of the current students in this class listed in numbers with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at this where it's going to sort these numbers into an array, and it's going to sort your names into another array. And what's going to happen is we need to make sure that when we change one piece of an array, we change another. Because remember, an array reads by association code. So, for example, at our array 0, for one array variable would be the number, and then another array 0, it would be Keegan, and so forth down the line. 2 to 2, over 1, Matt, so forth. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to put this file where we can get it. Now, I'm going to show you where it's located in my initial one, which is going to be not here. Located under the build. I gotta find it. Where'd it go? This is frustrating. Let me go back over. Please hold. I'm gonna pause it for a second until I get this. Okay, this is something we haven't done before, and you can tell when you're recording sometimes things just don't go as planned. Go over to Files. Up here, up at the top, you click over to Files to change it over. And you see in the build, under String Tester, the sources, the build, we added the DAT file. So that's what we have to do to this as well. So I'm going to go over to my other program, the one I'm building right now, the demo. I'm going to go over to its files. And it doesn't have anything right now. So I got to go in here. We're going to save this DAT file to it. So once you create it, I'm going to put it on Schoology, but you go in, you're going to go to save as the DAT file, students.dat. So I'm under tester. I'm going to go, that means projects. This one I'm building is the demo, string.io demo. So I'm going to try saving it right here. I'm going to see if it pops up in the right spot. It should pop up under build. Yep, it's right under there. So I should be able to run it at some point here when I get it. I'm kind of doing it like this. I can show you some of the different codes. So we should have these methods ready to go. You should already have typed in this code up here that sends you down to your other class, and then the menu you have built this past weekend. So the first other method we're going to go to, I'm actually going to close this up. Add we're going to get to, delete we'll get to in the next lesson. We'll get to print today as well. I'm going to start at void start because this runs before the program, and all this does is it's going to take the DAT file over here and load it. So I'm going to break this down a little bit. I am, for this intents and purposes, going to cheat when bringing this over. I'll make sure I get everything I need. And I'm going to explain it as it's coming in. So this is my way of trying to save some time here. Okay, the first thing it's yelling at me is that I am missing some stuff up top. So it added some JOI inputs. I can take all of these. Notice how I don't have utility.scanner. If you add the asterisk after it, it's going to automatically assume some of the other stuff that we're importing. So anything that's an input-output piece, you do that asterisk, save some space in your coding. So the only thing it's yelling at me right now is for the array stuff. But let me walk through it here. String new line. This is saying when we're bringing in the reader, notice how the other new lines are highlighted. This is saying that each time we bring something in, we are creating a new line. So it's going until there's no text on the line. That's when the reader stops. So it's reading these through. It's reading, okay, I'm going to read through this one, these ones, and go here, and keep reading down till I get here. When it goes to make the 8th line, it's going to say, oh wait, there is no 8th line, and stop. That's how the string new line works. So it creates a string there. This try means give it an effort. We use the word try because if the file doesn't work, then it gets caught up here in the catch. I'll show you that here in a minute. But in the meantime, buffered reader, this means it's taking a file and it is reading it. That is what the buffered reader does, is a piece of input-output information. The buffered reader, when we go to output it tomorrow, will not be a reader, it'll be a buffered writer because it's rewriting the file. So that's what happens there. Student file, this is the same as the process before switching to class, as I'll show you real quick. When we went to program, which was the class name, happy equals that. It's the same as when we name a scanner as well. Same business. Where did I make my scanner at? It's okay, it's in the main menu here. We said it's a scanner. We gave it a name, and then equals a new scanner, meaning equals a new operation, and this is what it does. So anytime we have input, as you know, that's what your scanner is. We've always named our scanner, and just that's the only example. Inputs the information. So here we have the buffered reader reading the file, and we give it a name. We're going to call it student's file. Equals a new buffered reader, so same syntax. And then it's going to be a new file reader, so it's going to read a file. Kept the file name the same. It's going to be students.dat. So it is reading this file. Okay? And then it does a while loop. So while new line equals, it reads the file name that we named it because we renamed the file, students underscore file, dot read line. So that means that there is text on that line. And it does not equal null. So that means it's continuing to read through that process. Once there's nothing on there, it reads null and breaks that while loop. So what occurs is it becomes a string tokenizer, meaning it reads through it and it reaches a certain point. I know what I want to say, I'm just not sure how to say it. The string tokenizer is looking to read all that information in until it reaches that. What I just put my blinker over, or my mouse over as well, the hashtag. Look at our DAT file. It reads into the array till that point. And notice how we gave it a name delimiter. There's a technical term for delimiter. It means finding white space. Don't really need to know that right now. So it equals new string tokenizer, reads to the string new line, gives it a string name to follow into, and then the hashtag. What occurs then? We need to declare these variables too. I'm going to go declare my variables real quick on the very top of this class, so that way they show up. So it is integer counter. I had integer student ID, and I had string name. But these are arrays. These are going to be arrays. So I have to be aware of that. And that took care of my errors. So what it's doing is it is reading in the student ID. So it's making a counter. So each time it's adding a person, because we made a counter, and it's bumping up it, reading into the array. And then the student ID of counter, because this is an integer, we have to convert it. So we convert the delimiter to the next token. It's the same as if we were converting an integer to a string, or a string to an integer. That's what we're converting, because when we bring it in under new line, remember it's coming in, go up a little bit, new line's coming in as a string, so we have to convert it to an integer. Name we don't have to do anything to. It runs this entire while loop through, then closes the file, And if it works, that is it. If we place the file in the wrong spot, or if it can't find the file, it runs this error message then. Okay, so again, this is reading the information, give the file a new name, finds the file, and while there is information in the file, it's reading it in, and the file is separated by the hashtags, and it puts it into these arrays. So anything that's a integer, because we're reading it as a string, is going to go here. We have to convert it, I should say. Anything that is just a string like the name, we don't have to do anything to. Here's the question. What if we wanted, instead of the student ID to be an integer, to be a double? Well, we would just simply put double instead of integer. That's how we convert it. All those conversions can be found on the internet. Okay? So, now I should say, real quick, so I can show you the run process here. Do the print. I'm going to show you that, and while you guys are doing that, I'm going to do the add video. So the print is going to be real quickly system.out.println, and it's going to print. Oh, I need to do a for loop, of course. For I equals 0, it should be a 0. I is less than, we'll do student ID dot length I plus plus, contain it. See how I'm erroring here? What did I do? Whoops, there we go. Student, and why is the I erroring out? I never declared it. Student ID of I. I'm going to do a plus space name of I. Very good. That's to declare my integer of I up top. I'm just going to put it up here. This should work. Keyword should. Let's give it a shot. It's going to run through. Okay. We have an error. Let's see what our error happens to be. Runs through, runs to start, menu. That's why I renamed them. So void menu. Scanner input. There's some other visible errors. There's the bell to start class. Let me go over and show you on the other side. Well, no, because that doesn't work. I have to get this to work. So we'll pause a second while I figure out what's going on. Okay, I'm not completely sure what just happened there, but I'm just going to show you real quick what it should look like. I'm going to show you. It'll run the print like that. So that's how you get this print to work. So what you have to do, you have to type up the DAT file, get the code in there, hopefully understand a little better, and we'll take the add and the print from there. We'll get those two working today. Okay? Okay.